welcome to another video Uptown music lesson. My name is Gio Andollo, and today I want to roll out some vocabulary that I hope will help us to better understand and communicate about the sounds that we make when we're singing or playing music. So let's start by looking at the piano keyboard. You'll notice a recurring pattern of 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. And if you have a full-size keyboard, it just keeps going. You can think of this pattern similarly to how you would think about the numbers on a clock. You start at 12 and you go around 1, 2, 3, 4 until you get back to 12. Then the pattern repeats again. In Western music, you can think of the note C as the number 12. It's where everything starts, for reasons outside of the scope of this particular video. On the keyboard, the note C is located directly to the left of each pair of black keys. Here, 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 and so on. Now, if you play adjacent keys, both white and black keys, toward the right or the left, you will hit 11 more keys until you get to another C. So there are a total of 12 piano keys between any 2 subsequent instances of the note C. The distance or interval between these 2 Cs is called an octave. And this concept of the octave is very, very important to music in all kinds of traditions. So I want to sit on this for a few minutes. Let me show you another example. I can use the note D, which is located directly to the right of where C was, and is located between any 2 black keys. If I jump up to the next D, that interval is also an octave. Perhaps you'll actually recognize this interval from a certain tune. And again, there will be 12 keys on the keyboard from the first D up to the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notes that are an octave apart, like the C's and the D's that we just looked at, are considered to be in the same pitch class. Since there are only 12 notes in any given octave that are then repeated, we generally talk about music as having only 12 notes. Even though, for example, a full-size keyboard like this one has 88 keys on it, each of which sounds a different pitch or tonal frequency in the sound spectrum. If you think about it, our ears can perceive all kinds of sounds, and they don't all fit into what we might think of as a spectrum. We know about the visible light spectrum, which looks like a rainbow of colors with gradient change. Well, think of it this way. Is it possible to put the sounds of water boiling, a dog barking, or an airplane flying overhead into a spectrum? Probably not. All of these sounds are examples of frequencies that we can perceive with our ears, but they don't necessarily produce a tone or a pitch that can be heard in relation to other tones to produce a musical melody or harmony. Nevertheless, there are musical instruments that employ such sounds, most commonly for percussive effect, such as a snare drum, cymbals, tapping on a guitar, or beatboxing. But besides percussion instruments, most instruments are pitched and are tuned to play a certain set of tonal frequencies, which we call pitches. As I mentioned when we were looking at the piano keyboard, in Western music, we break up the octave into 12 pitches that are equally distant from each other in terms of frequency. This kind of tuning is called 12-tone equal temperament because, again, the octave is divided into 12 equidistant tones. But these 12 tones are not the only possible tonal frequencies. In fact, in Arabic music, there are 24 recognized pitches, twice as many in one octave as in the Western music tradition. In other words, just like the visible light spectrum where colors are gradient, there's an element to gradients of sound as well. You might say that since Arabic music is more finely tuned, it has a greater degree of gradients, but movement among musical tones can be even more gradient than that. The slide of a trombone, for example, can represent this gradients quite well, as can even the human voice. Most instruments in the Western music tradition, however, are not able to produce that kind of gradients, at least not easily. Nevertheless, it is very important that your instrument is in tune, no matter what instrument you play. If you're playing an electronic piano like mine, then you don't really have to worry about tuning your instrument. But most other instruments require tuning on a regular basis so that you can play along with other people or with recordings and not sound bad. I hope this video has helped you to understand the crucial concepts of octaves and pitches as they relate to music, especially within the Western music tradition. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for many new videos to come. Until next time, peace.